What up, world? Welcome to another episode of Sweet 16s, where we get your favorite artists to spit the sweetest lyrics they ever wrote. This week we have another one of the Blog TO's underrated artists. She made the list, and she goes by the name of
Tasha the Amazon.
Tasha the Amazon.
No matter how much gold we get, no matter where we flying next, we still be leaning out the way.
Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
First of all, like I start every show, same thing. Where did it start? You know, when did you decide, pen to paper, when did you decide I could do this? How old were you?
I've been a musician my whole life. Always been around it, so I can't even put a date to it. I started playing like instruments, started playing piano really young, started listening to music. My whole family's musicians. You know, on my Jamaican side, it's like I'm descended from like, you know, Peter Tosh and King Tubby, and then on my white side, my German side, there's like composers.
Wait,
and
that's
shit.
not in your bio. I didn't read that online.
It's not. No, not everything's out there. Not everything's out there.
That's
but
crazy.
Yeah, so I think it's just, it's in my blood, but it's also just in my, around me all the time. So I started writing probably like kindergarten, but also like just writing poetry and short stories and whatever. So
Right.
always.
How did it transition into music from that?
It just kind of made sense. I think the first thing I started doing was like playing piano and using piano to kind of like duplicate beats that I'd heard, and just kind of getting in there, playing the loops and stuff like that. And then, rapping other people's rhymes. I think that's one thing that we always kind of do when you're young. Just like you go to the schoolyard and you want to rap some 16s from somebody else. I think that's where it started.
So you kind of imitate until you get your own style.
Of course, yeah.
Who was it you were imitating when you first started?
I think the first 16s I ever learned was definitely Outkast. It was like the intro for some TLC song, Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Okay.
Yes, it's like, remember back in the time when the only sound we had was pickets. That one. I was like, wow, this is so dope.
And then when did you write your own?
Probably just before like middle school, started writing stuff.
Do you remember any of it?
No, I think I just wiped that from my memory.
Well, do you remember the direction that you were in?
I think at that point it's like you're writing from what you see. You're writing you're writing about like your older cousins' lives and stuff, because their lives are a lot more interesting, or
Right.
like just from what you see on the block or what you're picking up from TV, and then also just pop culture just filters in. Like I just start rapping about stuff that I don't actually know about. Like you're just rapping about selling drugs and you're 9 years old and stuff like that.
Well, I listened to a lot of your stuff, and a lot of it's very politically charged. It's
Yeah, that's not like a choice. I would never like call myself a conscious rapper or anything. I think that's really limiting. But I think like life, we're all political beings, we're all social beings, and so in the same sentence you should be able to rap about like drugs, partying, something political, some fight you had with your friend. That's life.
So when did it become real, and when did it become Tasha the Amazon?
So I'm a producer as well. So for me, it was always like beats came first. So I spent a long time making beats. And then I decided probably like 5 years ago, like it's time to do my solo project and step out there with the moniker. But I don't know. It came naturally out of like beat making, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how do you feel that like being a producer has helped, or has it helped?
I see a lot of people who are just rappers, and there's a lot of stuff that's awesome with that. Like you can just focus on your rhymes, But in the same token, you're always kind of collecting beats from other people, and so it's harder to put your stamp on it, like get a real sound that's yours. So I think the thing that I love is I know what my sound is. If somebody wants to send me a beat, that's cool, but I can hear in 30 seconds if that's for me or not.
So that's a beautiful thing. A lot of people don't have a sound and never get a sound because you are getting beats from everywhere else.
Unless you're one of those like rappers like Drake, who has a dedicated producer and they can come up with a sound together. Right?
Yeah.
But not everybody has that.
Yeah, it's basically almost the same thing. It's just done with two people instead of one.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what comes first, the beat or the lyrics? Is that a dumb question after we just said all that?
I think usually it's the beat comes first, but I kind of do them separately. Like when I'm writing lyrics, I like to just walk around through the streets writing in my Evernote on my phone or something like that,
Okay.
But and then it comes together in the studio. I have a beat, and then I'm like, oh, I remember this bar I wrote. This is perfect intro for this track, and then it kind of comes together.
Okay, nice. You're self-taught.
Yeah.
A lot of other instruments.
Yeah.
What other instruments?
Guitar, bass, saxophone. play some weird flutes. Picked up some weird flutes.
So you could have went anywhere. You didn't have to go to hip hop. What
No.
made you choose hip hop?
You're always drawn to what you grow up with, what you discover first. Hip hop, I also think, is like, it's the perfect like counterculture, you know, like all other kinds of music. They either get pushed into a niche that becomes irrelevant, or it goes straight pop, and you're just like writing hooks and you know, just cashing checks and looking pretty. But rap is like, you can kind of do both. You can get big, you can cash checks and whatever, but you can still be yourself and talk about what matters to you, talk about life, just live in it.
Well, I know you were in the basement dances.
Yes. I'm going to one this Saturday even.
Okay.
Yes, oh yeah.
For me, I think the reggae artists, their flow is untouched.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, and just the vibes. Like,
There's just so much like stank on everything, you know. It's like you
Yeah.
can say anything and it sounds crazy if you're a dancehall artist, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
How much did that influence what you do?
A lot. I mean, I think there was a time when I was like, do I just want to make dancehall? But you know, like I'm not living in Jamaica right now, so it feels a step removed from that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely it's in there. It's in there in the beats that I make and like in the rhymes that I choose, the flows that I choose, and stuff like that. It's just
Yeah, I see that. How important is melody?
it's very important. Like I just wrapped up an album. And I consciously chose to do less melody on this album just to kind of push myself because I naturally fall into melody. You know, my love for like 90s R&B and dancehall just kind of like I always want to be melodic about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's see if we can go push it in a different direction and then come back to it.
Who would you say are some artists now, or that are out now that influence you?
Now, I think my favorite person out right now, the most unsung hero, is Pusha T. I love him. He's like my kindred spirit, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I like about him, he's kind of like the anti-star. You know, he's like I rap nigga about trap nigga, I don't sing hooks, you know? But like that is a hook. That's like the biggest hook.
Yeah.
So I think while other people are trying to make big hooks, he's kind of like, I'm gonna do me, and it's still gonna be catchy as fuck, you know?
He's probably one of the most consistent
Yeah, it's so
mofos
consistent.
out there. Like
Yes.
he hasn't changed from. I saw an interview with him the other day where he was defending the whole, crack rap, drug rap.
Yeah,
He's like, this is what I do.
That's his life, right?
Yeah.
It would be inauthentic for him to rap about something else. Just culturally, Kanye coming out doing Kanye was a game changer for everybody. You know, it went from, I think when I was very young, there was all this like grimy hip hop. I was listening to a lot of Fugees, like even like Cypress Hill and like.
And then Wyclef got soft.
Wyclef got soft. I said that in one of my interviews, and I was like, "Shit, Wyclef's gonna hear that." But I really.
That's where I got it from. Right?
Yeah, totally. But I love him. No, yeah, there was like all this grimy stuff, you know, weird stuff, really street stuff, and then rap got real glitzy, like early 2000s, and I was like not really as interested. And then, you know, College Dropout came out. I was like, we can do this. We can like
Do both.
Yeah, you can do both. Yeah.
I want to say what's next, but I know you said you're working on something right now.
Yeah, it's done.
And it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you say the direction of that album is?
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's like, you know, there's elements of trap in it. There's elements of like streetier kind of Pusha T stuff. There's elements of like a Danny Brown kind of rawness and stuff like that. It's like, it's very current. It's like, you know, you bump to it in the club, whatever, but it's me. Like it sounds like Tasha 2.0.
Nice. Well, this is called Sweet 16.
Yes, it is.
So can you give us your sweetest 16 and make all those influences proud? And
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if this is my sweetest of all time, but it's the one I'm probably most excited. It's from the new album.
dope. I love when people do
Yeah,
that.
so it's like, for your entertainment, I'll be on another wave, bitch. I don't do it for the payment, but somebody better fucking pay me. Cause I ain't dying broke, dying nameless. And I ain't even leaving till the flame lit. The dirtiest players in the game, shit. Call me Clay Davis. Always grind, never low key. That's how I stay hot in the cold breeze. I got a degree and I sold trees to pay my student loans and my gold teeth. Always on the stoop with some rugged crews. Always talking truths with my fucking youths. Always hit 'em hard like 100 proof. Always all black down to my fucking shoes. Yeah, I'm rare like Hood D-Pack. My bankroll, I don't need that. I don't flex, I just lean back. I don't flex, I just lean back. Yeah, lean back on them like a refill. And my squad ain't fucking with your clique still. This is my life, lead me to my free will. Look at me like she won't, maybe she will. Come on, run with me like while I put my work in. I'm gone like I'm packing up my Birkins. I'm a grave digger cause I put my dirt in. Come sing for my soul like a church hymn. And I'm burning, and this shit ain't medicinal. Nah, I'm running with criminals.
On the wave, it's a flood like I'm biblical. Never die. I'm fucking invincible.
Thank you. That was dope.
Thank
that
you.
was
Give
dope.
Missy me a run for her money. I love that woman.
Let's not get into Missy talk. That's definitely.
Okay, all right.
And the thing is that it's not just it's a lot involved in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta have the whole package.
Totally.
And that to me hasn't come around, and a lot of people. It's not just me saying. A lot of people saying that about you. And we were on the Blog TO underrated list.
Yeah.
So it's not.
So
it says something.
It says
It said,
something,
and you were the only female on there. Maybe we need some more.
nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. That was dope.
That was dope?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you had a good time. 'Cause
Yeah.
That was dope for me, too. Sweet 16, that was another dope episode. Tasha the Amazon, she killed another verse. I mean, what else can I say? Peace. Yes, that was another dope episode of Sweet 16s. We had Tasha the Amazon. She's a great representative of Toronto and a great representative of female MCs out here. If you have anybody that you feel should be on the show, let us know. If you have any Sweet 16s or a Sweet 16 that you feel could combat some of these artists that we've had on our show already, let us know, or even drop it in the comments below. Go back and check out some of the past episodes. We had everybody from Sunreal to Dave's Loaf to Ray Kwan, and the list goes on. Rain Media, Exclaim TV, thank you for watching. Peace.